Hello, hello. How's it going? Happy Thursday. Today, we're going to be talking about how to effectively stand out against the competition. So, welcome, welcome. I'm Heather Blaze. If you don't know who I am the founder of Boost You. I help entrepreneurs set up their business systems so that they can have time and money freedom to do what they love to do. If you're here with me, say hi, put hashtag live. If you're here watching the replay, put hashtag replay. And yeah, introduce yourself. Let me know that you're here with me, that you can hear me okay and see me okay. Looks good on my end. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into this. It's really cool because you don't have to be well known to stand out against the competition. I know there's probably a lot of competition out there around what you're doing, but that's okay because today I'm going to be sharing with you how to stand out against that competition so your prospects come to you and hire you versus that competition. So I understand, that competition is something that we all may worry about. Hello, hello. But probably more than we should, especially if you're just starting out. Okay. And this happens when you look around and you see people who have been there before you, right? Some have huge followings or a really beautiful website, and they may have all this like other fancy stuff. And you think to yourself, how could I possibly compete with these people, right? When you're just starting out, nobody knows who you are. Maybe you don't even have a Facebook group, or you don't have a huge following, or you don't have a big bunch of friends or whatever, right? So what I want to talk about today are some proven strategies that you can use to make your competition irrelevant, okay? As if they're not even there, okay? It doesn't even matter. I want you to also realize that competition is actually a really good thing because it shows that there's a real demand for what you're offering, okay? And if there isn't a lot, if you've done some market research and you haven't seen a lot of competition, you're going to want to think like, okay, who would my ideal client go to because I'm not out there too, right? But today we're talking about competition. If there's a lot of competition, this is how you're going to stand out. Okay, you'll see people succeeding in that niche, and it might challenge you to also do the same thing, like try and get a lot of followers or try and get a lot of likes or all these things, so that you can compete with them, but that's not the way to do it. So today I'm going to show you um, how you can succeed and even surpass their success with a certain strategy that doesn't involve that, which is also a really long road. It's like a long game thing. Okay. And yes, while technology is continually evolving, humans still have the same basic needs. And this means that you're always going to have those health offers, those relationship offers, those business related offers. So, what you can do is, to learn from those around you in what areas they're succeeding. Okay. Just ask yourself, what areas do you think these people are succeeding in? In what ways are they dropping the ball? You also want to look at that, right? And are they undercharging maybe? Or what processes are they following and how is it working out for them? Right. So it might look like they're successful, but you never know what's really going on behind the scenes. Right. And if you see them make a mistake, make a note to yourself so that you can do it better and differently, right? And completely avoid repeating that same mistake. Okay. So don't just observe the competition and assume that they're doing it right and think that you must follow along because, again, they're different, you're different compared to them, right? And like who you are is different, who your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise, your experiences, like you're you, right? Nobody else has the same things. And then who you ideally want to be working with might be different than who they ideally want to be working with. And those things have to go hand in hand. And also their overall arching vision of what they want their business to look like might be different to what you want your business to look like. And I always talk about how those three things have to go hand in hand in order to succeed in business. And they all have to also fit very tightly around a certain framework that every business has. It's a formula for getting clients, the right people, right? Finding you, calling you, and paying you consistently. So keep that in mind and just check to see if you can notice the gaps so that you can figure out how to fill in those gaps, right? Take their strategy, look at the good things that they're doing, look also at the bad things, right? And decide on how you can improve and be different from all the rest. Okay. So, for example, if you're looking at those coaches and mentors with a really huge following, remember that audience does not equal revenue. Okay. And I'm just going to say that again. The audience size does not equal revenue. Okay. The people in your audience are not going to magically become paying clients, believe it or not. Okay. These people who are focused on building their audience, they're really in it not for the revenue, but more for the significance. Or maybe they're thinking, long term, they might make some revenue or, but, you know, it's a long game to do it that way, right? So this is one huge mistake to make as an online entrepreneur. Okay. So if you know like how to market yourself correctly in a way that it's not all about you, but the people that you're serving, then you automatically have an edge over that competition. Okay. It's great news. Okay. So people are going to want to buy from you because your message speaks to them and they understand that you have the solution that they've been looking for. Okay, so that's really important that you understand, what words to use that would really resonate with them. There's a specific formula to use, and again, it all ties together. It's very in depth, but once you figure it out, it's a formula, right? So don't believe that if you give out like your best stuff for free, people will eventually see how great you are and then they're going to buy from you because that's just not true anymore. Okay. And understand that if you see someone with like a big audience, don't get intimidated by it because it's irrelevant, totally irrelevant, right? I was a six-figure business owner with only a couple hundred people in my Facebook group. And I didn't have a lot of, likes and followers and all that. What you need is a proven strategy and systems that work so that you're able to take even the few followers that you have, quality people, right? And then turn them into paying clients who are just ready to take action. Okay. With the right systems, the right strategy, you're able to do that. It doesn't matter how big your following is, how big your audience is, right? The quality matters though. You don't want to just have like a bunch of, people from wherever that aren't, that don't have any interest in what you have to offer. That's a key, right? But again, having that right system, that right strategy, the right messaging, the right positioning, like there's systems and strategies that convert people into paying clients. Okay. So focus on the outcomes. That's the key. Focus on the outcomes. Every business exists to help create certain outcomes for specific people, right? So if you're in the fitness industry, people want to become healthier and more fit, right? And if you're a business coach, your clients want to generate more leads, make more sales, have more clients. They want freedom, they want flexibility. Like, why would they get into business in the first place, right? Most likely because they want that freedom and flexibility rather than have a job. And so the problem with some of us, though, who are service based entrepreneurs is we talk too much about ourselves or we talk about too much about our processes. Okay. And these are, like I might say something like, these are my certifications, or this is where I graduated from, or this is how I do this. This is how I do that. Right. I see a lot of people doing that. They're like just talking about how, they're not bragging about how great they are. They're just think that, they're convincing is what they're doing. They're trying to convince people like I'm better than the next person because I have these 25 certifications and I graduated here and I did this and I did that. And this is how you do it. And this is how you do that. But they're just giving out band-aids and it doesn't work. And I say band-aids because it's like they're giving out this advice, but it just doesn't work that way. Right. So you have to, like, you have this opportunity to just swoop in and start talking about the outcomes that your clients truly want and would want to hear about. See the difference? So present to your clients like this is the problem you have and this is why you need to solve it now. Okay? This is what's going to convince a potential client that she needs to work with you ASAP if she wants to get those outcomes in the quickest time possible. So you don't need to talk about how many, bonuses they're going to get if they enroll in the next 24 hours. You don't have to talk about like how many certifications you have. You don't have to talk about any of that stuff. People don't really care, right? They want to know what's in it for them. So instead, you have to focus on where they are right now and where they want to be after they work with you. That's it. Okay. Because at the end of the day, again, nobody just really cares if there's like too many or too little even modules or that you have in a program or something that you might be bringing them through, or if you've got like 5 calls in a month or whatever, oh, we're going to be working and doing this, doing that. They don't care about how they're going to get there. They just want to know that they can get there, right? And you have to be able to communicate the value effectively enough so that they understand that, and they want to hire you for that, because your messaging has resonated so deeply with them that it's like, okay, now I get it. Now I get that you can help me, right? And if it's not landing, if people are just like, maybe they're finding you, maybe they're calling you and then they're walking away, that's because you're not communicating the value effectively around what you're offering. Okay. And there's a lot that goes into that, to figure out how to do that, where, you come across, with asking the right questions or saying the right things so that you can enroll them. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. So what they just want to know, right, is can you help them solve their problem? So remember that you'll actually stand out and make your competitors irrelevant if you're results driven, not money or significance driven. Make sense? So, I mean, I've noticed that even like the bigger the competition is, or the bigger that the competitors are, right? The more likely that they've actually fallen into one of those traps, either the money trap or the significance trap. Right. And then I've noticed like people are calling me all the time, like, oh, I did this with this big person and I did this with this big person, but I didn't get any results because they made it so general. Right. And now they're, I don't know if I want to say any names, but anyway, I just had a call with my enrollment specialist, and he said he had a call with a guy that just invested 30,000 into a big name uh, program and hasn't seen any results. And I'm just like, it's because it's too general, right? It's got to be more specific, more tailored, to who that guy is, and who he is. And, like I said, wrap it around that framework so that it actually works. So anyway, he's looking to come on board with us so that we can help fix his business. But anyway, it's a shame, right? Like all these big names, um, their programs are just too general now. Like they just can't get results for people. So anyway, I'm getting off topic again. So to differentiate yourself from those big shots, okay, allow results to be the single driving force of your business. Okay. Build your marketing around the results you get for your clients, and make sure that you develop your offer to help people achieve those outcomes as well. Like, don't just teach the whys and the hows, but actually walk your clients through step by step, like a process. Walk them through step by step that will create that ultimate change that they're looking for. Okay, because I can almost guarantee that most of your competitors, they're they're not doing this, right? So get serious about helping your clients and you'll definitely stand out. Like don't settle for just putting out info products that are going to sell for like $47 or something like that. Um because they're not really going to do anything to help improve the lives of your buyers, right? And besides, the market already is flooded with information, so there's no shortage of information out there whatsoever. But what people are really looking for, right, they're looking for the solutions, they're looking for those amazing results, the stuff that really works, even if it sells at 5,000 or 8,000 or 10,000, right? Because when you provide those life-changing results, you can put that premium price on it, right? And people will still want to buy it because you're able to communicate effectively why it would be worth that as well, right? So that's another great way to stand out, is by charging accordingly, because by doing so, people will almost automatically assume that you know exactly what you're doing, since you're charging such a high price for your service, right? And you can't just charge a high price. Like you can't just be like, oh, today I'm charging $100 an hour, I'm going to change it to $5,000 tomorrow. No, there's a way to do it. There's a way to structure it. There's a way to communicate it so that it actually works, so that people actually do pay you for it, right? And just to give you an example, yesterday I spoke with someone who is she's been helping people for free okay, for like hundreds of people. And she described one of these people for me on the phone. I said, well, tell me about, like how many people have you helped with just this specific thing in the last, whatever, couple years, right? And she's like, probably 20. I said, okay, well, tell me like who's your favorite, right? And she said, I forget the name or whatever. Let's just say Jen or something. Okay, tell me about Jen, right? And she said, she was helping her do the certain thing, and but she wouldn't show up to do the work. She was too busy. She would only show up here, show up there, right? She wasn't really serious, right? So it took her a long time. I think she said 5 months to get this result for her. And I asked her, I said, do you think that if you would have charged her $5,000 and she would have actually invested that in herself, right, that she would have found the time to maybe show up so you could get her the results a lot quicker? And she said, yes. And I said, well, why do you think that is? Right. The reason why, she didn't she would have showed up because and put that effort in because she would have wanted to get her money's worth, right? Like she would have had more skin in the game. So it's really important. It's a win-win when you charge a premium, right? Because not only does it help you reach your financial goals a lot quicker, it also empowers that person that you're, doing the service for, because yes, you're doing a service. It's most likely not a done for you service. Like they have to show up. And even if it is a done for you service, they have to fill out forms. They have to give you information so that you can do stuff for them. Right. But if you're doing it for cheap or if you're doing it for free, people don't have that incentive. They're going to come, with that amount of energy. They're going to show up with that amount of energy. They're not going to make the time, and then it's going to take forever or whatever, right? So anyway, you get the point. But the reason why she wasn't charging though is because, there's a lot that goes into being able to command a premium price for that. Like I said, right? There's a way to do it, but you need to know how. You need to know how, right? So again, being able to communicate the value around it effectively, just knowing exactly what to say once you do talk to them in order to enroll them. There's a process to figuring all that out, and figuring out the price that your ideal client would ideally want to pay, right? Like it's not just pulled out of thin air. Oh, I'm going to charge that, right? Like there's a way. But anyway, people already know if you're charging like a minimal price, right? If you're charging like a $47 or a $97 crash course that they buy, they know it's not really going to help solve their relationship problem on a deep level, or a health problem, or any of their, fitness concerns, right? So if it's cheap, people just already assume that it's not really that good probably, and that it already, they're not going to expect it to really work or to change their life, right? But by charging accordingly, like to the value of your offer, right? Then you're positioning yourself as an expert automatically, as quality, right? Even if you think about a purse, right? Like look at a purse from Target versus a purse from Louis Vuitton, right? It's like it's that quality. Like why is a $50 purse? I mean, it's a purse, right? $50 purse versus a $5,000 purse. Why is that, right? And it's because the value around that product has been communicated effectively to position it as a high quality item. Make sense? So the best solution out there, right, is to position yourself as that go-to, as that expert. Okay. When you do that, you don't have to worry about all your competition because they won't even be noticed anymore. Right. And by the way, being results oriented does not mean that you will be spending all of your time working with your clients either. Okay. It doesn't have to be that way. And I know this for a fact because I work only about 20 hours a week and I still deliver awesome results for my high ticket clients, right? I've got the right systems in place to be able to do that. Okay. So listen, you don't have to overcomplicate the process that gets you from where you are right now to, the success that you want to be. Like, don't put a million things on your to-do list, like to get, oh, I got to get to 100,000 followers. I got to write 2 blog posts a day. I got to put up, beautiful photos 5 times a day on Instagram. I got to create 2 TikTok videos, and on and on and on. Right? It's never going to be easy to build and scale a business, but it can be as simple as 1, 2, 3. Okay? There's simple processes that can be put in place, and not easy, but simple. Okay? So don't get pressured into doing all these things just because everyone else is doing it, right? Those are called trends for a reason, right? They won't last forever. They're bound to lose traction and be replaced by something more exciting and more challenging, right? So stick to what business is truly about. Okay. Getting clients and making a difference while you earn. Okay. I mean, I've been helping business owners succeed since 1996. And the formula for getting clients to find you, call you, and pay you hasn't changed all that much. Okay. Yes, we've got technology, we don't have the brick and mortar, but it really translates. Like when you can understand how it all works, it really translates from brick and mortar to online. Um, very seamlessly, right? There's always been this formula. There's always the framework. And I like to compare it to building a house, right? You have the framework. All houses have framework that you have to follow. You have to follow a blueprint. You can't miss a step. You can't do it out of order. It's not going to work. All businesses are like that too. But also each house is different, right? Different formats, different layouts, different designs, different all kinds of stuff, right? Those all have to fit around that framework seamlessly or it's going to fall apart. And that's the same with any business too. Who you are, what you deliver, all that stuff, who you want to work with, all that stuff has to fit seamlessly around that framework or it's not going to work. So, just having that simple way of getting leads, of delivering your offer and getting great results for your clients. Simple, right? And this gets even sweeter when your offer is priced at that 3K to 10K price point, because with that, you only need to work with a handful of clients, right? In order to hit your income goals. So it's a win-win because you get to go deeper with your clients because it gives you more time, right? We all have the same 24/7 in a day, right? It's like, how do you use that 24/7 versus the next person, right? What systems do you have in place in order to maximize your time efficiently? Right. So, and then again, it's a win win. It's win 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 because when you're charging that premium again, then your clients are going to show up more and they're going to listen to you more. Right. And so you can get those results for them much quicker, much more efficiently, all that good stuff. Like it's just win 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 all the way around. So, if any of this resonates with you, and if you just want to find like a simpler, more streamlined way to do business that actually yields results, then I want you to type the word simple in the comments, and I or someone from my team will get back to you with a DM. We offer a free 45-minute strategy session. We will get on the phone, we'll listen to what's going on in your business that's working, that's not working, just figure out like kind of like a doctor would diagnose, okay, something. You go into the doctor's office and they ask you all these questions and you tell them and then they're like, oh, okay, we know what the root cause is, here's your prescription, right? Sort of like that, like, and then you can go fulfill it or not, right? So it's kind of like that with your business or like the business doctor. So can get on a free 45-minute session. If we're a good fit to work together, we can share that with you too. Share the best strategy for you. And if we're not a good fit, then we can point you in the direction of someone we might know that can get you to where you want to go. So thank you again for being with me today. And I'm here every Thursday at 3. And also, actually, if you have any questions, hey, Dina. Hey, Peggy. Awesome. I can't see some people's names in here. But thanks for showing up and hopefully that was helpful. You are welcome. And yeah, I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Lovely seeing you too. Thank you. But yeah, anytime, if you've got any questions or anything, you can put them in the comments. Even after, if you're watching the replay, you can put them in the comments. And like I said, put the word simple if you want that free business diagnosis, and we can reach out to you and get a call booked for you. So can get the best strategy for you to get you from where you are to where you want to go. Anyway, hope that was helpful, and we will maybe see you next week. Take care, everyone.